Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. SPY recaptured a pretty critical level today. False breakdown setup. If I zoom out on the SPY right here, I mentioned to you guys we have that 414 level. Fib levels from all-time high down to October 2022 low. 50% fib level was at 414. We lost that level at the end of the week last week. Today, we recaptured it. So the question is this the beginning of a relief rally? As you guys know, even in downtrends, we've been on a downtrend since July. Even in downtrend, we get some decent moves, for rallies, decent moves to the upside when we get some little, nice little rallies. So as a sheep, I'm going to trade both ways, guys. And how do we trade it? How do we trade it? False breakout, false breakdown setups is my core trade setup. Let me show you guys on a 15-minute chart how today went. Okay, we had that 414 level. That's the pink level. The day started with a breakout. Beautiful breakout too. Strong breakout going as high as 415.35. I had a target at 415.5, but I did alert to the group, hey, try to take profits as close to it, because sometimes it's not going to hit the target as perfect, okay? A level-to-level move to me is anywhere from $1.20 to a $2 range. And, then I'll try to take profits. But personally, I did not play this setup because it was the first setup of the day. First setups of the day, sometime I play, sometime I don't. But they usually make me nervous. Today, I was just too nervous to play it. So I didn't play it. I played the setup that I was comfortable in. What setup does Uncle love to play? The false breakout setup for puts, and of course a false breakdown setup for calls. But in this case, I was able to play the false breakout setup. Okay, I did post the trade in the Discord, but yeah, more importantly, look at the mechanics. The mechanics of the trading system. Broke down 415 false breakout setup. This was alerted in the group, guys, and then it gave us a nice level to level move down to the 412 to the 412.5 zone. Okay, remember, we play a level to level here. Very important we play a level to level, because look at this price action. If you tried to go for a home run and not play a level to level, you would have missed out on your profits. You would have got pissed off that you missed out on profits. The market reversed on you and all that happy stuff. Okay, now from there, I just took a break, left the runner, but my runners got stopped out up here. So I had to take a break, rested. It based for a few hours. SPY was just chopping between that 412 to the 414 zone. Look at this. Chopping. Now, this is the strategy that I want all of you guys to learn. Because playing false breakouts and false breakdowns obviously aren't the only setups. Aren't the only style of entry. Okay, what are other high probable entries that we can use? When we are chopping, when the SPY is chopping, or any ticker symbol, but in this case the SPY, when it's chopping, you have to allow the market to identify the range. In other words, you have to allow it to just chop, and once it finally chops, boom, this is the setup that I played. Okay, I was around lunchtime for this one, false breakout setup here, but overall it was chopping, and then boom, explosion. I didn't think about it, I just reacted. I wasn't trying to guess, because, a lot of people like to try to guess or predict. I wasn't trying to predict, none of that. I was just reacting and playing the levels. Longed out here, 414 breakout. Now, why did I long this 414 breakout? Because it chopped for 3 hours. All morning it chopped. So when it's chopping, to me, it's like it's powering up, building strength for the next decent move. And once 414 was breaking out, I think I entered around 414.3ish. It wasn't a perfect entry because it was so damn fast, and I had to market order it. Thank God it worked out. But yeah, I took most profits up around 415.5ish to the 0.6 zone. I left a runner. Oopsies. I left a runner. Why? Because I figured, hey, we recaptured 414, which was a daily chart, critical daily chart level. I figured I'll just hold a runner towards the end of the day, and, was able to squeeze a few more dollars out of it, but ultimately it didn't hit that 417 level. But that's how I traded. That's how I traded. False breakout, false breakdown. We lost 414, recaptured it. You know what I mean? We cleared 414, lost 414. I shorted it. You know, false breakout, false breakdown. I do these trade setups every day. And if it doesn't work out, you just cut loss and try to play the next setup unbiasedly. Like, for example, right here, we cleared 415.5, but then it broke back below 415.5. Technically, that's a false breakout setup, but it didn't work out. You know, this setup is a high probable trade setup, but it's not 100%. And when it doesn't work out, guys, don't take it personal. You just got to cut loss, because you see every day, if you watch Uncle Charles' channel or if you watch the charts yourself, you will see that there is multiple trade setups throughout the day. If one doesn't work out, cut loss, catch the next one. If you miss one, just wait for the next one. If SPY ain't acting right, go to NVDA, go trade Tesla. You know, trade something that is actually moving with volatility. But yeah, unfortunately, this end of the day one didn't quite work out, with SPY giving us a false breakdown instead at the end of the day. 415.5 going as high as 416.68. Okay, so yeah, false breakdown setup are like the best trade setups to play when the price action is bullish. And we can see, well, in hindsight now, we can see after this chop, the breakout was pretty bullish. Market makers was looking to push it up, but look like they're pushing it back down towards the end of the day. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but you know, this is where looking at the daily chart can help us, okay? This is not predictions, guys. I cover both sides, the bull case and the bear case, but I don't do it so I can say, hey, I'm right. That's not why I do it. I do it because I'm looking to react and be prepared. All right, guys, I don't care if people give me credit talking about, Uncle, you called that, you called it. I don't care to call anything. I just want to trade the setups, know the levels, and just trade the setups, play it level to level. Maybe leave some runners. If the market want to give me a home run, my runners will catch it. If not, it's fine. Anyways, so like I said, daily chart, recaptured 414. That is a false breakdown setup. And that false breakdown setup intraday led to a decent few dollar move. But for the daily chart, for it to be more of a bigger move to the upside, the next fib level, which is at 1.786, the 1.786 fib level, excuse me, it's at 417. If 417 clears tomorrow, guys, look to long. Ride the momentum of this false breakdown setup on the daily chart. Clearing 417 would be the bullish follow through we need, and that's when I would long target in 418.2, 420, 422, and 423.5, and 425. Okay, those would be the upside targets. We'll play it level to level. One level clears, leave a runner, or we can add to our runners, whatever. It's up to you. But remember, we broke down a bunch of these levels these last couple of weeks and stuff. So if we recapture it, that is technically on the daily chart a false breakdown setup. So just keep that in mind. Look to long if 417 clears tomorrow. All right. Now it's around 415.3 as of right now. So tomorrow support is once again at 414. You guys already know the trend has been down since July. Sometimes the market makers will push price back above a level, recapture it, got us thinking, hey, a false breakdown setup, only to give us a false breakout. That's what they do. False breakout setups work great when the trend is bearish. And, you know, these market makers, they're very tricky, guys. So please, if we drop back below 414 and you're holding longs, cut loss, because a break back down 414 would be a false breakout setup. That's the trigger to go short, actually. And that will put 412, 410, 408, and gap fill at 406.5-ish back in play. Does that make sense, guys? So 414, if it's above it, stay bullish. Clearing of 417 would be the bullish follow through. Look to long. If we break back below 414, today was a false recapture, aka false breakout. That's bearish. Look to short. Okay, guys? Triple Q bear flagging. This is a 4-hour chart, but it's bear flagging. To keep it simple, based on this bear flag, if bears want some, you know, more downside, the breakdown of the bear flag is at 346.6 to the 347 zone. If these levels cleared, that would be very bearish with 344.7, 343, 341.5, and 340 in play. Remember, below 346.6 is a bearish breakdown of this bear flag. All right, critical resistance at 351. Now, if I go to the daily chart and zoom out a little bit on the triple Q, remember, we got that bull flag that we broke down last week, and it did lead to a nice move to the downside, but we're looking to back test it now, apparently. So a recapture of 351 is a recapture of this bull flag and would be very bullish, putting 353, 354.7, and 357 back in play. All right, IWM, it's consolidating a bit here. Critical support is at 162.5 and 161.5. Okay, it's a cluster of support. Pretty much 161.5 needs to fail to trigger more downside, with 160, 158, 156.5, and 155 is to the downside. All right, to break out this chop, it needs to break above 165 and especially 166 to put 167.5 and 169 back in play. Tesla, a one-directional day, very easy tradable day. I wrote on Tesla, the bull case and the bear case. Remember, these are not predictions. We're just following the price action. We got to know how to react. And I wrote here, overall bearish below 211.4. Okay, so if 210 or 208 fail as support, look to short. So we go on Tesla. If I take you to a 30-minute chart real quick, or even a 15-minute chart, you guys can see here that red line was my 208 level. We broke it down. Boom, look at that beautiful breakdown. Beautiful breakdown, and it never looked back. This was alerted in the group. Beautiful trade setup. But what is next? Look where the Tesla dropped to my 1.786 fib level at 194.6. Managed to find some buying pressure, but it's, you know, unless it clear resistance, I don't really trust it. So if it breaks down 194.6 tomorrow, sell off continues. Guys, the RSI has been oversold since October 18th, and Tesla continues to make new lows. Price action is the shepherd. Don't let any of these lagging indicators fool you. They need to be backed up, or matter of fact, led by the price action for them to be useful. As of right now, it's useless. Oversold can get more oversold. So if you break down 194.6, it's going to get a lot more ugly. All right, 194.6 with 193 below, 191.5 and 190. Okay, could drop down to 186. Holy moly. This could get ugly if 194.6 fails tomorrow, okay? If it's going to bounce, it needs to clear some resistant levels. It needs to clear some resistant levels. 200, 202.5. I got 205, 256.5, 208, 210, and 211.4. These levels got to clear to build some bullish momentum. Otherwise, it's looking pretty bearish right now. Apple, unlike Tesla, Apple's looking a little bullish here. It recaptured a critical resistance level back above 170. Okay, remember, if it got to stay above 170 tomorrow. If it dropped back below 170, that's a false breakout, a false recapture, putting lower targets back in play, 167.6 and possibly back down to 165.7. But if it stays above 170, that's bearish. That's bullish. Excuse me. If it stays above 170, that's bullish. Look to long or continue to be bullish. If 171.5 clears, put it 173, 175, and 177-ish back in play. NVDA. This is a 30-minute chart. Let me go to a higher time frame. We have some awesome trade ideas in NVDA to the upside, downside, intraday. But look at this candle on the daily chart. It's just a weird looking candle. But gotta watch that price, those price levels. It stayed above 410. It closed at 411.61, which makes next resistant at 412 and 415. If 412 and 415 clears, look to long. 417, 418.3, 420 and 422.8-ish would be in play, okay? If 410 fails or 408 fails, look to short with 406, 404, possibly all the way back down to 400 would be in play, okay? Google's consolidating and, you know, giving us a little bit of a bounce here after this big sell-off, all right? But as of right now, support is still at 124.3. That's the level that bears need to break down if it wants more downside and continue to sell off and end this relief bounce. So below 124.3 bearish with 122.6, 121, and 119 in play below. If 126.6 clears, look to long with 128, 129.5, 131, and 132.8 back in play. All right, guys, and let's end this with AMD here. It's lingering around 96. It's basing, all right, guys. Above 96, it got to go up and clear 98 and 99.5 to trigger a bigger rally. All right, 98 and 99.5 must clear to trigger a bigger rally. Otherwise, 94.5 has been bouncing, and then there's a critical one at 93. Those are the levels that must fail to trigger more downside on AMD, all right? As of right now, guys, for some reason, Cheddar Flow is down. Wow, guys. So Cheddar Flow has been giving me problems all day. Earlier, I was having trouble signing in, and then finally let me sign in. As you guys can see, it is crashing. I don't know what's going on with this server. I apologize to you guys. But other than that, hope you enjoyed the price action and the chart analysis. The price action, trade ideas, and the chart analysis. Yeah, if you want more content from me, definitely consider joining the Discord. I'd love to serve you guys there. Other than that, have a great evening. Peace.